Welcome to World at Work TV. I'm Marsha Rhodes. Today we're discussing how to make recognition programs more efficient. And with me is Susan Brown from Siemens Corporation. Susan, HR and reward professionals already firmly believe in the power of recognition programs. The challenge really is how to convince senior leaders that these programs are a high priority right now. Based on your experience at Siemens, what can reward professionals do to convince senior leaders?
Generally, certain facets of recognition have really strong appeal for senior leaders, and those would be the financial contribution, the customer experience, innovation, and rewarding and retaining key talent.
Can you give us examples for each of those?
From a financial contribution perspective, that's probably the most straightforward that we're all used to. If you spend a little money to recognize somebody and to reward them for the strong financial contribution, that's pretty straightforward. So I'll just move to the customer experience. Studies have shown over years that the increased employee engagement leads to higher customer experiences. And for an example, look at Tom Peters in Search of Excellence back in the 90s, demonstrated that over and over with case studies, where we found that the higher engaged an employee is, the more the customer looks at that experience as a positive one, increases customer retention.
And what about the impact of recognition on innovation?
We found at Siemens that innovation kind of breeds innovation, right? So if you highlight a case where an employee brought an innovative idea forward, it just brings other employees out into the open as well with new ideas. And I don't just mean in research and development, your traditional innovative area. I mean just day-to-day thinking. So for example, a field service engineer in our plant in Texas looked at the plant layout for a building automation and found a way to reduce the number of parts in that layout. Well, that means fewer parts, it means a quicker implementation, it means fewer servicing calls, right, because there's fewer parts, happier customer at a lower cost.
And tell us about the impact of recognition on key talent retention.
People have seen over the past couple of years that the intent to leave among high potentials is high. So there's been studies that show that the key talent in your organizations are the ones that are actually highlighting in surveys that they would jump to another company. That's a pretty telling statistic. And at the same time, those key talents are the ones getting those good projects, the additional key things to work on. Well, that means more work in a time of fewer resources. So look at that, more work, fewer resources, more things to prioritize, additional things to juggle, more stress. And all that in a time when we have pretty low or stagnant salary increase budgets, reduced bonus payouts. That's a lot. A recognition program, a well-designed recognition program, can go a long way to saying thank you and rewarding that employee and keeping them engaged and content with the company.
When it comes to recognition programs, there are so many ideas, but not enough resources. What can reward professionals do to maximize the efficiency of their current recognition programs?
There's always, I think in an existing or as you build a new recognition program, there are always things we can do to make it more efficient. One is we can consolidate, right? So at Siemens we saw that. You can pull programs together and make it under one seamless program, makes it more efficient. You can automate a system that brings you automated reporting, ability to track and monitor awards, and to make it simple for a manager, few clicks, they're done, is very key to making a successful program, making it efficient. And then third, I think, is balancing control versus flexibility. And by that I mean, usually it's easier to administer and reduce cost and make it efficient by having a central way to manage that. That's the control side. But at the same time, if you're diverse, if you have multiple lines of business, you might need some local flexibility, whether that's in award levels or messaging within your system.
So you mentioned automation. With a recognition program being automated, then HR can focus on bigger and better things.
Absolutely. What I'm saying is let's help HR get out of its own way, right? We're good at what we do and we're used to managing programs, but we can get out of the middle there. Automation frees us up from having to get involved in every award. Let the system work and we don't have to get in and approve each and every award. We can monitor, we can look at reporting instead and actually free HR's time to actually discuss and talk and work with our managers.
Susan Brown, Director of Compensation for Siemens Corporation, thanks for joining us. For World at Work TV, I'm Marsha Rhodes.